Oh. Oh, all right. Where am I? Wait, where am I? What time? What time is it? Oh, no. I gotta show. I have to. Oh no. No. Oh man, I'm so late. I'm so screwed. Okay. All right, we got this. Deep breaths. Okay. All right. And just 89 new messages. Oh, I'm dead. Okay. All right. Where's my phone? All right. You know what? Show's got to go on. Let's go. Here we go. Podcast time, everybody. Mike Tech Studios. Episode 22. Update 2020. What you need to know. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to the next episode of the Mike Tech Studios podcast, episode 22, update 2020. Trying to get this done before January is over. This is Michael Midnight. So I like to do an update episode every year just to have the listeners on track, get myself kind of acclimated to what it is we're going to be doing this year, and just kind of get an idea as to what's going on for the rest of the year and what to expect. So boy, 2020 was just crazy. I'm glad it ended. I am so happy for a new year. So to kind of go through a few things here, we're going to go through this hopefully in order. So first off, I'm going to be a little bit more loose about the editing process with the podcast episodes. I love the production quality for the previous ones. Just the timeline with this and recruitmentary and a couple of other new things I want to announce. I'm basically the solo individual who is writing, editing, producing these, mastering them, and uploading them. It's a lot to do with a extremely busy schedule and extremely short timeline. So they're not terrible as they are right now. You guys are still listening to them, and if not, then hey, we'll fix it. We'll change it. So from the top, the Mike Tech Studios podcast originally was supposed to be, at least the way that I envisioned it, for folks that were creative like myself or had a creative background, solo entrepreneurs, smaller businesses, but most of all, entertainment. See, I like to engage people, but I also like to add a whole lot of humor and zest. And if it's not there, I don't feel it, I don't learn, I don't listen. So this goes in the content as well. And the difficulty has been with a lot of the guests that I want to have on the show, they don't really fit in that niche as far as they're not a creative. Maybe they're a great author, but I don't really have a way of kind of pigeonholing them into my industry, which is terrible because they're probably great people, or some people are, and I want to find a place for them. So as we transition more into 2020 and 2021, the podcast is going to really broaden to more so entertainment. Still going to focus on the creatives, business, and definitely the fun, but I really don't want to uninclude new listeners or guests who just don't exactly fit, like I said, but they have a good message, they have a good product or a service, or like I said, they have something great or passionate or really important or inspiring that they want to talk about. So I want to have them on as well. So from the top, like I said, one of the things that I do want to get into is the whole aspect of Hackintosh. For those of you who have listened, a couple of episodes ago was the battle with Brainerd, and a few other notions here or there have been Hackintosh worthy. Okay, so that's where most of the delay has gone on with the production. I've hopped from at least a half a dozen different devices within a very short period of time. And I've either had some hard drive glitches, hangups, failures, or just computers that weren't doing what they were supposed to do. I was perfectly happy editing the original dozen or so episodes on a real simple HP Elite machine. It did great. As I transitioned more into more video work and 4K, it just wasn't cutting it. We tried to do what we could as far as for being mobile for a laptop. That's where the Asus Hackintosh laptop project came in. And that was good for a little while. And I definitely still use that for a mobile podcast and design workstation. But again, that's not really the mainstream. I went as far as to try to work on an HP Z Series workstation, which ultimately failed and cost me hundreds and hundreds and thousands of dollars trying to get it to work, and different developers who said they could and would and just couldn't do it. And I went as far as, I think other people have seen the unboxing from last year, a Mac Pro, a 6,1 Mac Pro. And it just was way too expensive. It was about $3,000 for that build. It just wasn't cutting it. It was way too loud for podcasting or any sort of voiceover or vocal work. So those things are designed incorrectly. They're going to thermal throttle and they're going to overheat. So if you want something that sounds like a jet engine while you're rendering, that's the machine for you. It's pretty. I just didn't have a place for it. So I can't have a pretty it's like a trophy wife. It's great. It's not for me. It's you take a look. You know, I'm not blind, I'm not gay. It's a beautiful machine. It's amazing. It's just way too, it's not cost effective. So it didn't work for me. I even went as far as trying to see if I could get a build spec for a custom Xeon build. And that also failed as well. So now I'm actually happy to announce, full circle, I am now working back on a 5,1 2012, mid-2012 Mac Pro. This is actually a machine that I've wanted since they've launched. If anybody knows the Mac series, I've wanted one of these machines since the G5 towers came out. They look almost identical from, I think, 2005. They were announced 2004. And this machine seems to be doing what it is that I need it to do. And it's also almost in immaculate condition. I got it for next to nothing. So I've been working on that, testing some new, as you guys can see, the new intros for the podcast, and you'll see some new cool things for Recruitmentary and so on and so forth. So that's what's going on there. So I'm pretty happy with how that has worked out so far. So I touched on Recruitmentary as well, and that's also something that I'm really, really passionate about. Unfortunately, with a lot of the hiccups with the computers, I've had about 3 or 4 full edited pieces that were ready to go that were unfortunately lost, that I've had to re-edit and redo. Some of these individuals may have moved on to other industries or anything of that nature that has happened between the transition of the original recordings and when they will actually be produced and released. So you may see some tags originally aired at an earlier time. Some of this content might be a year old. It's still great content. I still believe in the people that I had on, and I think they're really amazing, and what they do is really cool. So for Recruitmentary, for those who are not familiar with that, I'm looking a little bit more for 2020 and beyond. I want to focus more on local services, so local to me. I am in the Central Florida area. I have kind of made myself available along the East Coast of the United States for probably closer to a decade now. I started Recruitmentary as a mini-series for the Mike Tech Studios podcast. I knew a lot of great recruiters, HR managers, just people of interest, either through LinkedIn or personally. But I was getting a lot of, just really crappy feedback and experiences, either online, people that I knew, recruiters, or just, that's where the call from the recruiter actually came from, which we'll touch on that a little bit later, maybe in another episode. But I want to focus more on where I can really just get into the nitty gritty and get this content to people that I think it would benefit. Find new guests and new resources that would really benefit from the opportunity of just being on or collaborating with me on behalf of Recruitmentary. Again, the focus has been really difficult because this has been a really, really cool thing that nobody's ever done before, apparently. And the difficulty is that folks see this as a sales piece or a marketing piece to try to sell to people. And that's not the heart that I want to have in this content. This content is, again, to change people's lives, to change their perspective, to change how they approach a problem, and then from there, kind of nourish them with that opportunity for careers and forward thinking. So those are the same things that I want to bring with Recruitmentary. Not for it to be a game, but I want people to be able to be engaging in that quality content rather than things that are faxed and just outdated. So that's that. So what I want to do in short really is just, like I said, focus on local services, local talents. If there's, local schools film schools that want to edit or could also help co-produce future content, I'd be happy to highlight that student or that teacher or that class and give a little more just opportunity and brevity on what that school does, what that candidate or student is about. It's difficult when you're first starting out. I remember that way back in the day. You have no experience, you have no exposure. If you're doing something amazing, I want to make sure that people know you're doing that. So that potential speaking engagements and events, again, at local colleges, even high schools, that's not too early, getting into the career centers of these schools. So essentially, I just want to work on partnering with services that represent success, honor, and really just high standards for the candidates and people of interest that we're representing that are going to be a part of this or that want to be a part of this and want to do better, that want better for themselves and better for the people around them for their future. All right, so we have the update as far as for the Mike Tech Studios podcast itself, kind of broadening out into perspective and being more so entertainment, but still retaining the creative resource that we've come to know it as, Recruitmentary. I'm also going to be starting a new bit every Friday on the Mike Tech Studios podcast, like we highlighted before, called News and Gloatworthy. And now, News and Gloatworthy, brought to you by Mike Tech Studios. So what that's going to essentially be is you're going to have a lot of hot topics in the creative fields, tech fields, gaming, business, really anything that I think would be of interest for the demographic that is tuning in that you would have during the week. This would probably be once or even twice a week on Fridays. And then gloat-worthy projects. So these are things that I have found that I think are absolutely amazing that should definitely get more exposure. This could be a product that I think was just, it's so under-marketed or nobody knows about it that I gotta speak about it. Somebody's work, maybe they did an amazing project. This could be, again, a game or a sculpture or some sort of SaaS product. It could really be anything, even if it's something creative like a band, if they do some amazing music and they're just unknown. I feel that there's so many recommendations that we get on a daily basis. It makes it difficult to know, hey, what do I trust? Where do I go? We have Siri doing it for us. We have a lot of AI algorithms. I want to bring the human aspect into it. So a little bit of news, a little bit of entertainment, lots of fun. And then also I'm looking to spin off and really just do my own podcast as well. So there's a lot of things that you get to learn over 2 years of podcasting and folks that you speak with. And the Mike Tech Studios podcast is very specific, or at least it started out that way. And there's a lot of things that get filtered out. Like I said, certain guests that I feel may not be a good fit for the message or for the type of industry. And between Recruitmentary or the podcast, I really don't have a spot for them, and I really want to. So I'm going to be starting up my own personal podcast. There's no it's entertainment. It could be topical. It could be guests. It could be news. It could be gaming. It could be whatever it is that I feel that I want to podcast about, because that's what happens. It's all about me, right? No, I shouldn't say that. That's wrong. But it's difficult because when you really want somebody to be on and be a part of what you're doing, I have no place for you. And I don't like that. I always want to find a place for great people. So that you should be seeing that coming out, and I believe by the beginning of March or very end of February. So check that out. It will start out on YouTube just like Recruitmentary did, and I hope to transition it over to a traditional actual podcast that you can see in other places. So with that, I think that's really just the nuts and bolts. It's a little bit longer, and like I said, a little bit more unscripted than I usually do for these updates. This is going to be the new way that I do things. This is going to be a new opportunity. It's a new year, and I want to be able to focus on the things that I think bring the greatest amount of quality and authenticity to those listening or that could be interested. So again, I love doing this. I love producing. I love making podcasts. I love I have so many things I'm going to be talking about. We have future episodes about, statements of work. There's a lot of people as solo entrepreneurs. They're trying to figure out how to market. They're trying to figure out how to charge for the work, how to approach a business, how to be protected. How much do you charge? That seems to be an ongoing thing. People are getting their feet wet, especially students that are looking to charge for work and things like that. And I see these questions being asked again and again and again online, and I feel like I'm answering them both on Recruitmentary, how do I start out, and then also with the interwebs that I'm involved with network-wise and within my orbit of Mike Tech Studios. So that pretty much covers everything. If there's any topics that you would want to see covered as far as for Recruitmentary or the Mike Tech Studios podcast or anything like that, please, by all means, shoot us an email, go@miketech.tv, miktek.tv, as in television. Comment below on whatever platform that you are listening to. YouTube, you can throw the comments right in there. I see it. I'll respond to it, or I won't. If it's garbage, if it's spam, I get rid of it. But if it's something valid or valuable, absolutely. And we'll go from there. And like I said, whatever it is that is of interest, if you guys know of anybody you'd like to nominate as a guest on the podcast, or they just do great work, or you think they'd be somebody of interest, by all means, send them my way. Be happy to chat with them and see where we could collaborate and do stuff together. So this has been another episode of the Mike Tech Studios podcast. Thanks for tuning in. This is Michael Midnight. Bye, guys.
You have 89 new messages.
Yeah, I know.
Listen, kid, I don't know if you're sick or something or whatever it is, but you gotta let me know. You gotta give me a call. Call me as soon as you get this. You call me, okay? Call me.
Yeah, I gotta get back on that.
Station call to inform you that there is an arrest warrant issued against your name and your identity.
Delete.
You called me a couple times. I don't know who's calling me.
Okay, well, I have absolutely no idea who you are.
Okay.
Delete. Thank you. Goodbye.
Kid, listen to me. Where are you right now? You need to call me. What is going on? I've been calling and I can't. Would you stop it? I'm on the phone. I'm looking for him, all right?
Oh, here we go again.
Hello, Mike. This is Grandma.
Come on, Grandma. I know it's
When
you.
you
I
get
have
time,
caller
honey.
ID.
I've been trying to get to you for quite a while now. Okay, my number is...
I'll get back to you. I'll call you. I promise.
I think we might actually be getting sued this time.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Hi, this was Ed calling you back, and I think I have the right number here. Anyhow, I've got that information. I did promise you about bringing in $10,000 or more every 10 to 14 days.
Sure. Delete.
All right, listen, kid. Listen to me, okay? I don't know where you are right now. I hope you're not in the hospital. I hope everything is okay, but listen to me, okay? This costs money, okay? If you're not going to be here, just let me know. I gotta get somebody in here for your slot to fill the slot, okay? This is not something that we can just, it's not for free, all right?
Wow.
What up, homie? It's my turn to leave you a voicemail. Call me back tomorrow sometime. I'm home. Love to see you. Peace.
Oh, this is great. I'm saving this.
Hey, buddy. Yeah, this is Chris, the happy guy. I'm in town right now. If you want to get together, we could, if you have a little time or something, we could get together and, I guess I could, give you the $100 for the business card so we could get that rolling. I'll be in the city today and tomorrow. Give me a call. I'll talk to you later.
He's doing it. He seems like such a nice person. Hey, I look at this as what reason he thinks this. Where's your fox?
Wait, I'm trying to... It's not... It's not letting me leave a message or something. It's not letting me leave a message. It's like not stopping. And it's not letting me, leave message. It's like it's just going, but you know how you push it and...
No, you don't have to push it. You just hang up.
Wow. All I can say is wow. I have no idea what I just heard.
Hey, Mikey, it's Jenny. I'm actually in New York, and I've already seen everybody, and I heard you were living in the city, so I haven't seen you yet, so just call me back whenever. Thanks.
Yeah, I gotta call you back, too.
Good morning, Mikey. Merry Christmas. I would have hoped to talk to you live, but I'm sure I will before long. I don't know if you're coming up or not. I didn't get the most of somebody you might not be coming up or whatever, which is disappointing. I saw your card, which is absolutely fabulous card. Oh, my God. I couldn't believe how nice that's made and how the thought and time that went into making each card and everything. Man, unbelievable. So anyway, give me a call back or hope you're heading up or whatever you're doing, all right? All right, talk to you later. Bye-bye.
I guess I missed that too, huh? Well, time to get going. The Mike Tech Studios Podcast, your source for design, entertainment, marketing conversations, and content. Amazing guests, tips, humor, and stories available on iTunes, Google Podcasts, YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, Podcast Addict, and your podcast app of choice. This has been a Mike Tech Studios production.